Good morning, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for another one of these video interviews. So today's interview is going to be a special one. Today we have here with us Ms. Tang and Mr. Joseph. Ms. Tang, Mr. Joseph, say hi to everyone.
Hi,
Hi, hello.
everyone.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So Ms. Tang is our senior manager and she's in charge of our academic office as well. So she's going to be answering some of the technical questions about foundation in arts today. And Mr. Joseph, he's our CEO. So he's going to be talking a little bit about the overall vision of why we included foundation in arts in our Kuching campus this year, and moving forward, what the big picture and the plan is. So for those of you who don't know yet, Foundation in Arts is actually a foundation program from our KL campus, and we are bringing it to our Kuching campus finally this October. We have gotten approval for it, and we are very excited to launch it. And Foundation in Arts is a one-year program which gives you opportunities to enter into Sunway University and pick between over 20 degree programs. And so there's many fields that you will be able to enter, which we'll be going through in a little while. So without further ado, I'm going to continue with the interview now. So first question is for you, Ms. Tang. Can you briefly tell us about Sunway Foundation in Arts program and what are some of the unique features of this program?
Okay, Sunway Foundation in Arts is our Sunway very own foundation program, our homegrown program. So mainly targeting high school leavers. So this foundation programs, the main objective of this foundation program is to help students to build solid foundation in order for them to transit from high school to university. Okay, so the unique feature for this program, I would say, is a very holistic program, because the program actually help to equip students with university skills, such as the academic skills that they will need when they enter university to do research, to comprehend academic journals, to conduct surveys needed for their assignment, and etc. etc. And of course, on top of that, we know that soft skills are getting more and more important nowadays. So we make sure we also include this in our foundation program, where we will teach students how to work with people, how to work in a group, and how to communicate with people. And also we teach them how to do presentation, like how to maintain eye contact with people, how to control their body language and their facial expressions and things like that. And also one of the very important skills that the students will need nowadays will be critical thinking skill, where the students will need to know how to form argument and stuff like that. So I would say that is one of our very unique features in our foundation program. And also, just for your record, more than 50% of our Sunway Foundation's graduates has actually earned first class honor when they completed their Sunway University's degree. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Tang. That's very nice. So it sounds like Foundation in Arts is a very well-rounded program. So it's not all about the academics. They also want to teach you some real-world applicable skills and to prepare you for the degree program that you'll eventually choose. So thanks. So next question for you. When they finish Foundation in Art, because it's a preparation course for degree, we know that they can choose degree programs in Sunway University, but are they able to choose degree programs in other universities as well?
Yes, of course. For now, we have officially arrangement with our partner universities such as Victoria University and University of Wollongong, Malaysia, KDU, as well as Deakin University in Australia. So as for other universities who are not currently working with us, the students can still apply to do the degree program, but then it will be on case-to-case basis, depending on each university's requirement. However, we have no problem to help the students if they need any assistance to apply to any universities of their choice, and we will communicate with the university and provide whatever information is needed by the university. Yep.
I see. Okay, thank you very much. And Mr. Joseph, I have a question for you. So we all know that Sunway College Kuching is also under the Jeffrey Chia Foundation and the Sunway Education Group. That means that we have the advantage of giving away our scholarships, our Jeffrey Cha scholarships to our graduates. So what kind of scholarships will our graduates from the Foundation and Arts program be able to earn when they finish it and move on to Sunway University or any other partner universities?
Okay, yeah, thank you Dan. Thank you for having me. The scholarships that the students upon completion of FIA going to Sunway University will be continuing scholarships. Okay, because Sunway under Jeffrey Cha Foundation has what we call a continuing scholarship, meaning to say the students upon completion of FIA moving on to Sunway University, they have what we know as a continuing scholarship. As far as the scholarships of other partner universities, that one we will have to leave it to the partner universities, but I'm very, very sure that a lot of universities now, foreign universities particularly, are having a lot of incentives and a lot of COVID bursary, they call it, okay, to ensure that students can continue their studies so that their studies are not disrupted or affected by the pandemic. Okay, so that yet to come. All right, we are in the process of establishing all these pathways and also coming up with a uni placement day kind of thing very soon, so that our students are well aware that what sort of scholarships are waiting for them, as you know, before they completed their studies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeffrey Cha Foundation is very dedicated to helping out students all over Malaysia in order to pursue their dreams in studying.
Yes.
And in alignment with that, Sunway College Kuching actually also allocated 288,000 ringgit worth of scholarships to help out the Sarawakian and the Sabah market. So out of that 288,000, so far, how much has been utilized?
Yeah, giving up scholarships has always been something that is under the philosophy of Jeffrey Cha Foundation, because he believes that giving back to society, you know, in a form of education will transform lives. Okay, that's the most important thing that that he wanted to. That's why in 2010 he put, you know, he basically come up and put everything under a foundation. Okay, to ensure that, you know, the investment will actually basically will be in perpetuity, meaning to say will continue on, you know, generating scholarship for students. To answer your questions on that, we have allocated 288,000 for 2021. To date, we have utilized 171,000 to be exact. Okay, to date, meaning to say we've still got around about 120K. We have remaining 120K. Which we are still, you know, looking for applicants to fulfill this 120K. They can even sign up now, I mean apply now, and then basically sign up in January, okay, for January intake to utilize it. Yeah, because by January 2022 we will have another allocation of scholarship again. Okay, I do not want to review the figure now, okay, but then definitely we will have another allocation for 2022. All right, but we know we wanted to finish off whatever that is remaining, okay, because we feel that you know, this scholarship is an opportunity for any students, okay, to actually continue their studies. We do not want the pandemic to disrupt their studies. Okay, so with school closure and online teaching, things are not as easy as before. Okay, we know that it's not easy. Okay, but then for those who has the will, okay, and the courage, and also wanted to reach their goals and whatnot, the scholarship is there. Okay, so we are, you know, we are urging many students out there who has not made up the decision to actually sign up. I know October to December can be something very short, okay, for a lot of students, because Christmas is coming and whatnot. But you know, when it comes to education, all this festival means nothing. Okay, basically, because at the end of the day, you need to ensure that you can achieve your goals. Okay, when you start, how you start. Okay, it's important to take note of that. So I urge that those students who have yet, okay, to apply, and if you meet the requirement to apply for the scholarships, please do so as soon as possible. For the coming January intake, we can utilize it for the January intake, and then in January, mid-January, we will announce the scholarship for 2022 again. Okay, so that's something that we do passionately. It's something that our chairman and our founder do very passionately. And for your information, we are the largest social enterprise in Malaysia, and Jeffrey Cha Foundation is the first of its kind, okay, to actually have such you know, offerings of scholarships and bursary. Okay, meaning to say we collect all the fees from students, and then we then kick it back to the students in the form of scholarships. Okay, just helping the M40, the B40, the underprivileged and the vulnerable groups of students. So we hope more and more students understand this, and we are not for profit. At the same time, we are not for loss. Okay, that's important. Yeah, okay, we are not for profit, but we're not for loss. So that's how accountancy lah. Okay, so yes, I hope that answers your questions. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. So I have a question for you, Ms. Tang.
Alright.
Besides the continuing scholarship after they graduate, are there also any other scholarships for students who have finished high school, like after SPM, O-level, or UEC, who want to enter the foundation program? Are there any scholarships for those group of students?
Yeah, of course, as a subsidiary of Sunway University,
Mhm.
we are also owned by Jeffrey Chia Foundation. Okay, so of course, we have Jeffrey Chia scholarships available for our foundation students to apply. The main one will be Jeffrey Chia Entrance Scholarship, where targeting the main target will be the SPM levels and not just SPM, all of the high school levels to apply as long as they meet the academic requirement. And on top of that, we will have a sports scholarship, and also for those students coming from less financial advantage family, we also have some special bursary for them as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of academic requirements, what are the entry requirements to the foundation program?
Basically, the foundation program will only require 5 credits in SPM or O-level, or if you are an UEC graduates, will only require 5 B6 from UEC. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And what are the differences between the Foundation in Arts program and our diploma programs?
Okay, so let me start by explaining what is a diploma first. Okay, so diploma is a much longer program, and it usually takes around 2 to 3 years to complete. And also diploma program is a more specialized program. It's more specialized in a particular field of study, just like our diploma in business management, for example. The student will be studying mainly business subjects. Okay, so usually when a student graduates from a diploma program, they will have an option to either to continue with a degree program or to start to work. And if they choose to continue to study in a relevant degree program, they shouldn't have any problem to claim some exemptions from the degree program, and it's usually a year exemption. The standard exemption would be a year exemption, meaning to say the students will be able to progress into the relevant degree program year 2 straight away.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, for example, like our Sunway Kuching's diploma in management. After they have completed our diploma in management, they will be able to continue a business degree in Sunway University and enter straight into year 2. Okay, so that's basically a diploma program. Whereas for our foundation program is a lot shorter, is only a year program, but then foundation program is a lot less specialized. The coverage is a lot broader. Just like our foundation in arts, we actually cover not only business, we also cover subjects like English paper, we also cover psychology, we also have a little bit of communication and arts and so on. Okay, so however, when the students completed a foundation, they will have more options available for them. So they can actually choose to pursue various degrees ranging from business to, like I mentioned, even psychology.
Right.
And yeah, and there's one disadvantage of foundation is that after they have completed a foundation, they will need to pursue a degree in order for them to find a job. Where they don't need it's not necessary for them to have a degree after a diploma.
I see. Okay, thank you very much. So it looks like a foundation is more for students who haven't really decided what they wanted to do in life yet.
Yeah.
So if they take that program, they will have maximum flexibility to choose what field they want to eventually specify in.
Yeah,
and I'm glad you brought that up because from my knowledge, the foundation program actually dips the students' toes into various business related, like you mentioned, psychology, computer science, even IT. So they study a little bit of everything. So they have a taste, and from there, they'll be able to better select what they want.
Yeah.
Okay, so last question for you. How many intakes are Sunway College Kuching planning to have for this new program?
For foundation in arts, we actually have 3 main intakes every year. That would be January, April or May, and August or September. But this year, we will have an inaugural intake, a special intake in October.
I see. To commemorate the launch.
Yes, that's right. A
All
very
right.
special intake.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ms. Tang. Okay, so moving on to Mr. Joseph. We noticed that the first intake is in October, and then Ms. Tang mentioned it's our special inaugural launch intake. So are there any special fees or scholarships given for that first intake?
Yes, we are giving a 40% discount on the tuition fee. Okay, and that works out to be in ringgit. That works out to be around 7,002. Okay, which is a big sum. Okay, this is on top of the 288,000 I mentioned earlier on. Okay, this is another allocation basically. So we are, before we launch the foundation in arts, we want to ensure that more and more students are aware of such program that is going to be in Kuching for the very first time. That's why we're offering this inaugural bursary, we call it, okay, which is 40% off the tuition fee, okay, to students who are interested to sign up, okay, for foundation in arts. So I'm letting the students know now that, urging the students that do not wait any further, okay, because it doesn't make any difference basically, between now and January. So if you sign up earlier, you can take advantage of the inaugural bursary, okay, and then it's also good that you can start something this year. Okay, I think all of us have waited long enough. We have waited, 2020. I was talking to quite a number of teachers basically over last week. 2020, is 1 year. It was a very tough year. 2021 is a lot tougher. A lot of people predicting 2022 is going to be tougher, okay, but we're going to live with this new norm, okay, or it's going to be endemic. Okay, but most importantly, education should not be affected. It should remain inelastic, okay, to the pandemic, because online because for the past 2 years, I think online teaching and learning has also been very been practicing a lot on that, and then slowly people are getting used to it as well. So regardless of whether it's online or physical classes, it shouldn't be any much of a problem really. Okay, so I'm urging people who have not made up a decision, please sign up your kids, okay, parents out there, please sign up your kids for the October intake. Looking forward to, welcoming your students back as well as soon as possible when it's safe to do so. Okay?
Okay, so last question for you. Looking at the broader picture, why did Sunway College Kuching decide to bring in the Foundation in Arts program to Kuching now?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got many feedbacks, I think, over the years, from students, from parents, from school teachers as well, okay, on foundation programs or pre-universities program. Why Sunway didn't want to have its own foundation program or similar program from our main campus. So that brought us into, having, talking to our main campus, talking to our HQ, our head office in a sense, and then for the past I think 12 months or so, 1 year, we have been seriously talking to them, all right, and they have agreed that foundation in arts is something that they can actually start right in Kuching as well. In fact, we were being offered to have the foundation in science and technology as well, FIST. Okay, but then because the FIST will require lab facilities and whatnot, because it focuses on science subjects and so on. So we will delay that a little bit when we have the capacity to do so. All right, so I can't review it to you at this point of time. Yeah, and then there will be in the future more Sunway College Kuala Lumpur and Sunway University programs. Similar programs will be brought over to Kuching as well. Okay, in the pipeline. So all of this will happen in 2022 and 2023. Okay, until then, we will let you know.
Yeah,
okay.
That's very good news to hear. Okay, thank you. So before we bring this interview to an end, I just have one more general question for the both of you. So maybe Ms. Tang, you can start first. What is some general advice that you will give to students and parents who are thinking about signing up for courses, but they still haven't really decided and they don't know what to pick for their child or for themselves? So what kind of advice would you have for that group of people?
Okay, so that's one of the common questions that we get from parents and students. So my advice to them will usually be to find their interest or passion first. Okay, so because whatever course that they choose for themselves, the course will actually affect them for at least another 3 to 5 years or even the rest of their life. They will be studying it in their college, university, then they might probably be practicing it for the rest of their life. So it must be something that they like and they enjoy doing. And as for the jobs demand in 5 to 10 years, it shouldn't be a concern actually, as long as they like it. And then, as I always tell people, there's only so much that an education can do, and education is just a platform to actually provide them with the technical knowledge that they need. It's like building a house. Education is building a foundation for them before they start working. When they start to join the employment market, the world is changing so fast now. They should keep learning. They shouldn't stop learning. They have to keep learning and keep themselves updated with the latest skills that they will need on top of the technical knowledge that they learn in school, in order to make sure they always stay relevant.
Okay, thank you. And how about you, Mr. Joseph? What is your advice for the group of people?
I think it's the interest. Yeah, I think I agree with Ms. Tang. Basically, it's the interest of the students that is most important. Parents can make decisions for them. I think in the past, there are a lot of accountants friend of mine who brought their child in and say, I want my kids to be an accountant because I am an accountant myself. Because nobody will take over my firm one day, when I grow old and when I declare early retirement. Yeah, but then the kids are not interested in doing accountancy. The kids is interested in IT program or design or whatever. Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, someone needs to like something and be interested in something before they can pursue. Okay, otherwise it will not work. Properly in that sense or smoothly in that sense. Yeah. So interest being one of them. Okay. Then a lot of times at 17 years old, I mean, we all went through that stage when we were 17. At the time completing SPM, we wouldn't know what we want to do. Okay. To be honest, yeah. And then our parents wouldn't know what we want to do as well. Okay. So we asked around and whatnot, and then some people tend to follow friends and follow cousins and relatives and so on. Okay, yeah, so that's why, programs like Foundation in Arts, it's a platform. Okay, it's a very good, solid platform, a solid foundation for them to basically do not have to make up their mind first, but then again, enjoy the 1 year period, or we call it the honeymoon period, honeymoon study period, where they get to choose the subjects that they like, okay, the subjects that they want to. And then when they get into year one, they can then be more certain about what subjects they want to do, and they can get to major what they want in second year, right? So they've got quite a long time for them to decide. Okay, after the foundation and then in year one as well. Okay, so that will give them a good grasp, a good understanding of what they want to do, all right, and what they want to major in, and then it's going to be a very smooth sell. Okay, rather than you pressure your kids and tell them you must do ACCA. Okay, everybody wants to do ACCA. Who doesn't want to graduate with an ACCA, right? It's something very special, very unique. Yeah, but I would say not everyone can do ACCA in that sense. And then, should I tweak it and say that not everyone is interested to do ACCA, right? So that's why, back to the previous questions that you asked me, why we have a foundation in arts, because we realized that after speaking to so many people, so many teachers and so many parents, kids at 17, 18 years old, they couldn't decide what they want to do. It's very unfair for them to tell them, you must be a pilot, you must be an accountant, you must be an engineer. It doesn't work that way, right? It doesn't work that way in that sense. So that's why we come up with something more like building a foundation, and then give them 1 or 2 years period to decide what they actually wanted to do in life, okay? And then, so that they can choose the right path in their studies, and it's going to be a smooth sell one. but then if they don't choose the right path, it's going to be a difficult and it's going to be a challenging sell for them. Okay, so that's why, just to sum it up, interest is very important. But if you don't know what your interest is going to be, maybe do something which is a lot broader. Okay, and decide within that 1 or 2 years. Okay, so this is why we have the Foundation in Arts brought into Kuching as well. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Joseph, Ms. Tang, thank you so much for your time. That was really great. We rarely get the chance to sit down and have a casual conversation interview like this.
Yep.
So I had a lot of fun doing it. And thank you for sharing your insights and the knowledge about Foundation in Arts with us, and also the broader picture and the bigger plans that we have. So thank you again for participating, and have a nice day. And thank
you too.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. All right, take care. All right, bye-bye. See you. Bye.